how to maximize your health after quitting alcohol. And I probably don't say this enough, but if you're new to the show, I just want to thank you for tuning in, specifically to the newcomer. We're here to help men just like you better your lives, be free from alcohol, focus on creating the best version of yourself. So whether you've been sober for a while, whether you're just starting out, that you're new to this journey, you want to see what life is like without alcohol for 30, 60, 90 days, or you want to quit forever. Man, this episode's really for you, the newcomer today, as you're sitting into this. So we're going to dive right in today, and let's start here. So you've quit drinking. You're there. I'm done. Today's day number one, or you got a week in, or you got a couple weeks in, or even if you've got a lot of time in, this is still very applicable to all of us out there who want to maximize our health, our overall health and wellness. That's physical, mental, emotional. All those things are so important to being the best version of ourselves. So you've kind of said goodbye to happy hour, to the weekend binge drinking, and now you're thinking, okay, like I'm done. Now what? So you might have already noticed. Let's say you're a few days in. Let's say you're a few weeks in. And maybe you're already noticing some pretty awesome physical and mental changes. You feel less cloudy. You feel a little bit like you have maybe some more energy than you had before. Maybe your anxiety's a little less, and you're going, man, like, wow, I think maybe there's something to this. Like I can feel some changes going on. I don't know exactly what's happening, but I feel it. And I just want you to know, number one, that's 100% normal. You're right where you're supposed to be in that. And it can be a little bit confusing. If you're like me, those first few weeks, I can remember back to those first few months out, like when I quit alcohol, it can almost feel like you're in this weird limbo. It's almost like there's this identity crisis. And in fact, I even wore Wranglers for the first time in my life after I got sober. And this, I've told this story before. It's probably been a while, but I'm more of a Vans, Dickies, jeans. I'm even found my way at 43 now into more of the active pants because I can move around in them a little bit better. But, growing up skating and being from California, it was always, Vans and shorts or Dickies, and I just kind of had that skate, punk rock style all my life, pretty much, ever since I can remember, even back in grade school. And, so for me to wear Wranglers when I first got sober, it was quite odd. And I remember sitting in the parking lot, I think it was like at the grocery store, and I ran into Seth there, my great buddy Seth, one of my best buds. And he wore Wranglers growing up, he's Copenhagen and Wranglers and boots, and he could kind of pull that off. For me, it was, totally foreign. And by the way, not that I don't love a good pair of Wranglers. I actually do have a couple pair these days. But at the time, at that time of my life, this was, like I said, completely strange. And he looked down at me and he goes, man, are you wearing Wranglers, bro? And I was like, yeah, I am. I am wearing Wranglers, man. And I was having this identity crisis. Like I didn't know who I was as this new sober guy, this new sober person. And I think at that time, I was kind of taking on the mentality, I'm just going to put my head down. This is before I had even started the podcast. A few months sober, I was going to put my head down. I was going to be a working man, and I was just going to take care of my family and stay out of trouble. And not a bad mindset to be in at all. I was trying to do the best I could, but I was just, the point, I was confused. I didn't know who I was. I was trying to find myself. And I just, for those listening who are new in that, man, that's totally normal. You're right where you're supposed to be in that. And even though it is a weird time, it can be a bit confusing. There can be some identity crisis issues. I can tell you that it gets better, and you start to sit into self, and you start to learn. The longer you stay sober, the longer you stay without alcohol, the more you sit into and you start to learn who you are, and that identity, God starts to mold us, and we start to take shape, that authentic person that we're supposed to be. So I just wanted to briefly share that, kind of a funny story, but the identity thing is real. Okay. So if you're at that point though, and you're like, man, now, what's next? I'm ready to level up my health game, but how do I do that? How do I take it, take those next couple of steps? And that's what we're going to talk about right now. So let's break this down. Part one, the physical health boost, the physical health boost. So first off, let's talk about what's happening to your body now that alcohol is no longer a part of your life. Okay, if you've been sober for a little bit, chances are you've noticed some changes. Maybe you're waking up earlier. Like I was saying, you're a little less foggy. Your mind feels a little clearer. You don't feel as sluggish getting out of bed. You're a little bit more on point. You feel like it's a little easier to be on time. You're not fighting that hangover battle. The sluggish nature of a long night of drinking and doing that day in and day out can get exhausting. Maybe your skin's starting to look even a little bit better. I noticed that in myself and in so many people after they quit drinking, they look like they get younger because, especially if they've been drinking a long time, because it starts to do like things in your body that is like, wow, man, I didn't really realize the effects that long-term drinking was having on my physical body. And then of course, your liver is thanking you. Thank you, Jesus. The liver is healing up. It's got a little less toxins in it. It's starting to filter out, some of the nasty stuff that was going on in there. Because when we drink, man, we get bloated. We can get overweight. We are, like I said, we're slow, we're sluggish. We're just not at our peak performance level. And the older we get, the harder that it gets to kind of be aligned with that overall health and wellness, especially from a physical health perspective. So now that the body doesn't have to deal with that poison, because let's just call it what it is, right? It is a poison that we're ingesting into our bodies, into our bloodstreams. That's why it makes us feel the way we feel. That's why it loosens us up. It gives us this euphoric experience in some cases, and it also makes us freaking delusional crazy in some cases at different times too. So now that we're not putting that into our bodies anymore, your liver has some time to heal. On top of that, you're giving your body a chance to start to repair itself. And the body is very, very resilient. Obviously, should have said this at the beginning. I'm not a doctor. I'm not licensed to give medical advice, so I'm definitely not doing that. I'm always just going to share my experience. But I do know from my own experience and from talking to so many people about this, the effects when we cut that out, the body starts to make these natural changes, and we can add to those by having sort of a routine, sort of a plan, and knowing what we're going to do, how to maximize, like I said, the physical, the mental, the emotional, all of it. But it's not just about stopping, right? That's the first step. We stopped, we're taking a break. We're starting to realize, man, I feel a little bit better. It's also about what you're adding in. So now, how do we add some positive things into our new routine that is really going to help us maximize our overall health? So here's some of the do's after quitting alcohol. Let's talk about what you can do to level up your health. And these are some actionable takeaways that you can start today. If you want to feel your best and you want to truly maximize your health, here's a few of those things. So number one is exercise. That's you probably could have guessed that. He's going to say fitness and exercise. Well, yes, I am. And I know it's not the most exciting topic because it is pretty common, but it's absolutely essential. I can hear some of you groaning already over right after I saw, man, here we go, the exercise thing. But man, it doesn't mean you have to go full beast mode either at the gym. You don't got to slam weights and pound protein shakes, and you don't have to do that. It could be as simple as taking a walk. Take a walk around your neighborhood, hop on a treadmill for 20 minutes, for 15 minutes, for 30 minutes. Do some light stretching, stretch your body out, roll your back out. One of the things I think that is so underrated that a lot of people don't know about, get yourself a roller, or if you go to a gym, they usually have a whole set. They'll have rollers there, and you use that roller. You can roll your back out. You can roll your legs out. You can roll your lower back. You can roll your quads. You can roll your whole body out, and it feels so good to get some of those knots out and to just repair some of that cartilage. There, there's a lot of stuff going on in the body that we don't see. Obviously, we feel it, but rolling out, stretching, especially as we get older, such an important part. In fact, in my morning, today's supposed to be my day off from the gym. I try to take a rest day, but I've had some issues with some pain in my elbow and in my shoulders, and the rolling out definitely helps. And I'm trying to figure some of that stuff out, and particularly in my shoulders these days, and what that is. But I said, I don't want to just not do anything today. So I got up a little earlier and I still made it to the gym, and I just stretched, I rolled out, and I walked a mile on the treadmill. And I just wanted to move. I just wanted to do something. So I think that's a really good example of, you don't have to, like I said, go full beast mode. It doesn't mean you got to go start CrossFit and do a competition. I mean, you can. I think that's friggin' amazing too. Maybe it's riding your bike. Maybe it's riding a mountain bike or a BMX bike, or maybe it's skateboarding, or whatever it is that you do. Something to give yourself some physical activity. It boosts endorphins. Those are the good things that your body releases. They make you feel good. You can get those naturally. That's how, you've ever heard of a runner's high? Very similar to that natural high. You can find that when you get a good workout in. I also like to do, if you are into the beast mode thing a little bit, maybe you're like, man, I kind of do want to do that. I like to do a lot of interval training. So, one of the things I'll do is, and this is a real simple one, it gets some aggression out. I take a 25 pound medicine ball. And you can do 14 to 25. You can do 10. I mean, just start where you want to start. I think I started with a 10 and I kind of slowly worked my way up. I'm right about a 20, 25 right now, depending on how I'm feeling any day. But I'll take one of those and I have a little boxing timer on my phone so I can time intervals. And I will do one of two things. I'll do 15 medicine ball slams, or we'll just call them ball slams. So 15 ball slams. I'll do 5 in the center, and you pick them up, boom, slam them down. Pick the ball up, slam it down. 5 of those. And then I do 5 to the left, 5 to the right. And then I either jump on the rower for the remaining time, or I'll jump rope. Either one, depending. And man, that gets the cardio going. So you do 5 rounds of that at 2 minutes a round. And then I usually rest about a minute in between each set. Cause man, trust me, the first one's cool. Second one, you're like, oh, this isn't so bad. The third one, you're starting to get gassed. And then 4 and 5, your freaking heart is pounding. So it doesn't seem like a lot. 2 minutes. But so let me recap that for you. Maybe you can try this one, and I'd love to have you make a comment on this episode or DM us on Instagram. And tell us that you tried this and how it worked out. So you set your timer for 2 minutes with a 1 minute rest in each round, and you do 5 rounds. Use boxing timer. I don't have it in front of me right now, but there's all kinds of apps out there that'll help you set interval training styles like this. And they're real easy to use. So with the rounds, if you did 5 rounds of this, that's only a 15-minute interval total with the rest, right? So you're going to hit start, and then you're going to do 5 ball slams in the middle, 5 ball slams to the left, 5 ball slams to the right. And then you're going to either jump on your rower or you're going to jump rope for the remaining time. And that's usually about a minute or so. Could be a little longer depending on how fast you get through those ball slams. But I promise you, by the 4th and 5th round, you're going to be feeling good and pretty gassed. So that's a really good one where you're going to get some great cardio. You're going to get some great movement, some what's it called? Body, can't think of the word right now, but you know what I'm saying. You're moving your body well, and you're getting after it as well. And you're getting that heart rate up. And it's also good for stress. It's very, very good for stress because you're stressing your body and you're learning how to breathe. And you're learning, when your body feels stress, how to control it and how to relax so you don't pass out or puke. Depending on, what you're doing, how you're feeling that day. So you're getting a lot in that. And then afterwards you stretch out, you roll out. Man, it just feels so, so good. And I didn't plan on sharing all that, but hey, it just comes out sometimes. And I hope that's something that you can use. And then on top of that, the endorphins, when you're done with that, you feel so dang good. You feel so good. You might be gassed and hurting a little bit, but you're going to feel good, afterwards. You get that runner's high, that boost of endorphins that your body releases when you do a workout like that. It makes you feel so good. And then plus when you're sober, you have more time, you have more energy to work out. And the feeling after a workout is nothing like the feeling after a night of drinking and feeling hungover. It's completely different, so much better for you. All right. So that's kind of the basis of the exercise fitness. We have a lot of options. We'll share some stuff in the Victory Circle men's group. I'd also recommend, I always want to give a shout out to my buddy Joel Staley. He was on the podcast just a few podcast episodes ago. Great fitness coach and just has an amazing program. So you can always go back and listen to that episode, and he has some great resources there as well as a professional fitness coach. So I definitely recommend checking him out as well. Okay, nutrition. Oh man, this is really where, a lot of people get tripped up after quitting alcohol because of the sugar, number one, but you're no longer reaching for the beer, for the whiskey, for, that go-to when you get home from work. So it's like, remember Frank the Tank? He's like, I don't know what to do with my hands, when I think it's on Talladega Nights. It's kind of like it is. I don't know what to do. What do I do with my hands? Like, what do you do now? You're home. Like you're in this routine and okay, I'm not going to drink, but maybe I'm going to replace it with some brownies or some cookies or some sugar, or just something. I need something. And that's normal. Number one. Number two, it's better than vodka, or it's better than the beers, or it's better than the habitual drinking. But over a long period of time, it's not great. And I will be the first to admit, I still struggle with this. I still struggle with the food thing because the ice cream man, when I was a kid, man, that was the greatest thing since sliced bread, as they would say, old school. Like, I loved the ice cream. I loved candy. We would go to the store and get candy, and man, it was the greatest thing. And I've always had a hard time with that. I've always had a hard time with sugar, especially afterwards. And I have to be real conscious of how much I'm eating, when I'm eating, what I'm eating. And it can be really, really hard. But if you're replacing alcohol with junk food and snacks, overall, we're kind of missing the point when we do that. We have to eat better. And I'm not going to sit here and say we have to eat a full, whole foods. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I would like to say that, but I'm not going to say it because I don't do it. So I'm not going to sit up here and be like, we need to eat whole foods and you need to eat perfect, because I don't do that. I wish I could. I try. I do the best I can. I do pretty good. I do a lot better than I used to do. But I love, and I learned this from Joel, or heard it from Joel. I don't think he coined it, obviously, but the 80-20 rule. Eat good 80% of the time. And then 20% eat some BS stuff that makes you feel good. And if you follow that, and you'll see results and you'll feel a lot better. And then make sure you're eating enough protein, enough healthy fats. Avocados are great. Fruits, vegetables, like mix some of that in and eat that stuff, and then go eat the cookies or the cake or the sweets or whatever that looks like. Try to get full on some of that stuff. Like, I think this was in the book, in Joel's book. He was talking about, like, well, what do I do when I go to a party? What do I do when I go to, there's an event and there's a bunch of like freaking food that looks so great, and I want to just crush all of it, but I don't want to be a fat pig and feel like crap afterwards. What do I do? So you can follow that 80-20 rule with that. You can go in right when you get there and, man, eat some vegetables, even throw some ranch on it if you need to, some dip, but eat some of the good, healthier things and start to get full on that. And then you're starting to feel a little full. Then go eat the chips and the dips and maybe some of that other stuff too. That way you're not overeating on that. It's kind of a good strategy going into that, because your nutrition, man, the older I get, the more I feel when I eat certain things, I feel like crap afterwards. And I go, oh, not eating that again. I'm not doing it. Making sure you're eating, like I said, the protein, the fruits, the vegetables, the fats, all these things will help your body repair itself. And in addition to that, they'll keep you energized. They'll keep you feeling good. Like I said, it doesn't mean that we're going to be perfect. Have some ice cream sometimes, have a piece of cake sometimes. Don't deprive. That never works. That's why I said, don't deprive yourself, because it never works. Anytime I've tried to say, I'm not going to eat sugar at all, I fail miserably. I fail miserably. I don't, and maybe I'm wrong at that. I don't know, but it hasn't worked. But when I can put that 80-20 rule and kind of follow that the best I can, that seems to work a lot better because I'm not depriving myself, but I'm also conscious of what I'm eating and I'm trying to have a like more of a well-rounded diet per se. All right, let's move on to mindfulness and meditation. And I know for some of you go, oh man, meditation and prayer, of course. You go prayer. Well, how do I do that? How do I meditate? And what is being mindful? Look, getting your mind right is just as important as getting your body right. Because if your mind's not right, your body's not going to be right. And if your body is not right, in turn, a lot of the times your mind's not going to be right. So some of the things that we can do for that, breathing techniques, you know, there's lots of breath work, different courses out there. And even just sitting back, I'm going to do it right now. Sitting back, take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Let's do one more. Deep breath in through the nose. Out through the mouth. Do 5 of those when you get in a spot. Do 5 of those first thing in the morning. Do 5 of those when you start feeling anxiety. Do 3 of them if 5's too much. Take a breath, stop, pause. I want you to remember that word, pause. Whenever you get in a moment, you start feeling overwhelmed. You start feeling, oh man, I don't know what to do. I got a decision to make. Pause. That's mindfulness. That's being conscious. That's using the conscious part of your brain in that moment to think rationally, using common sense and sit and pause. Take a breath. I don't need to make a decision right this second. I don't need to send an emotional text back right now because I'm angry or I'm hurt. Take a minute. Think about it. Pray about it. What does that look like for you? Write about it. Journaling is another great tool that can help you center yourself and deal with any urges that might pop up, any bad thoughts, any anxiety, all of that stuff. The more you practice being present and being in the moment, the more you can strengthen your mental health. It's so, so important. And the prayer aspect of this, if you go, well, I don't know how to pray, I don't know how to meditate, just sit. Just sit. Set a timer for 5 minutes and just sit in quiet. No podcasts, no music, no TV, nothing. Just sit with your own thoughts for 5 minutes and start there and see how that feels. And I can promise you, it's like anything. It's a practice. The more you do it, the better you will get at it. And the more you will crave it as part of your regular routine. And you'll start to see like a huge change in self, in feeling, in emotions, in mindfulness, consciousness. And you'll start to think, remember, pause. Oh yeah, that's right, pause. I don't have to do anything right now. I can just stop. When that guy cuts you off on the road and you want to freaking drive up next to him and flip him off and yell at him, or you're pissed or whatever, just pause. Pause a second. I know it even sounds a little bit cheesy. Oh man, come on, really? I'm telling you, it works. And it's a lot better than allowing somebody else's negative energy and anger and crap they're going through in the world bounce off and stick to you. Because that's what happens when we allow that kind of stuff in. All right. Next one, sleep. Oh man, this is a huge one. I've been on the kids a lot lately. We're going to get to bed by 9:00 tonight. Get inside and get your pajamas on. We're going to get tucked in. I'm going to read you a daily devotional tonight. We're going to pray. Oh, it's one of my favorite parts of night, to be honest, of the night. I really do love it, but I can tend to get a little bit regimented on that, especially lately, because Jess and I have just been tired. And I think it's just, we're on the go with sports and work and trying to do all the things and the kids and parenting. And man, it can be a lot sometimes. And if you're not getting enough sleep, man, it can be exhausting. And I've noticed this as I continue to get older, like my sleep is so important. And it was almost like a badge back in the day. I'd be like, I only slept 5 hours last night and I'm good. And like, mind you, sometimes I do that. I don't do it on purpose, but if I'm on something or traveling for work or whatever, there's nights where I'm up late working and I don't get a lot of sleep and it sucks. It's really, really difficult, but it's so, so important. And if you drank regularly and you were in that routine, you probably weren't getting the best sleep. And if you did that for a long time, you weren't getting your best sleep for years. Alcohol messes with your sleep cycle, period. And now that you have stopped or you're going to quit, you're thinking about quitting, you should expect that it might take a minute to kind of adjust to that, but you will get great sleep over time. You have to, let me be clear about this. You're going to have to detox the body a little bit first. Okay. You're not just going to stop, especially if you've been drinking a long time. Okay. So everyone's situation is going to be a little bit different, but my point I'm trying to make here is after your body starts to heal and you've detoxed your body from that, the alcohol, the bad food, all the nasty stuff, your body will start to repair itself physically, and you'll also start to feel a lot better and get a lot better quality sleep. If you really want to maximize it, you should be trying to get, they say like 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep every night, which is amazing. I'm usually on about 7 if I'm like on average. Every once in a while, I'll get a good 8 or 9 in. That's pretty rare. I have a natural alarm clock. I don't even really set one unless if I have to be somewhere, I always set one just in case. But if I'm on my regular schedule, I pretty much wake up anywhere between 5 and like 6 a.m. every day, just depending on when I went to bed. And that's even if I go to bed late. I have to force myself sometimes. Oh, no, you need to go back to sleep another hour. But I feel so much better. So try to create some sort of nighttime routine, turn the screens off, get on a regular sleep schedule, and it's going to help out like so much, so much. All right, let's talk a little bit about the mental health boost here. We talked about the physical side of things, some of the things we can do, to maximize the physical stuff, fitness, hydration. I think I missed hydration, didn't I? I did. Okay. Well, let's just hit on that real quick. You probably drank a lot of alcohol. It can dehydrate you. If I used to drink a lot, I never drank a lot of water. It's kind of funny. I didn't grow up drinking water. Isn't that weird? I never saw like anybody around me like drinking water. It was always beer or soda or juice. Like water, bottled water, that just wasn't a thing back in the day. Except I do remember my grandma telling me, drink water. It's always good for you. So I do remember that, but like I didn't really ever think about, I didn't carry around a hydro flask or a Yeti as a kid. Like my kids, they go everywhere with that thing. Hydro flask, Yeti, everything, water all the time. Where's your water? Where's your water? Where's your water? It's like you have to, like, water's your best friend. Let's just say that. And it keeps our system clean. It hydrates us. It keeps us feeling good, especially if we're exercising, getting fitness. And then I want to add one little thing in here. We use a powder called Relight, and it's minerals, vitamins, minerals in your water. And so it's all the stuff that our body needs to be fully hydrated and functioning to the best of our ability. So that's another little trick. They have some flavored ones that makes it taste a little bit better. But that's stuff, like Jess lives by that stuff. And in fact, I think we need to order some more. I think she just said we are out. But if you're doing any type of fasting too, that's a great, you got to have some sort of electrolytes and some sort of minerals like in your water to help, to help your body function when you're in that state. So you can also add things like lemon. If you want to add some lemon, some cucumber, mint, like a lot of people like to do that kind of stuff to make it a little bit more enthusiastic. It's not just plain water. But you're getting the water, you're getting hydrated, and it's such an important part of that too. So, okay, now let's go into the mental health boost. We're going to kind of shift gears into that. We talked about the physical side of things. We need to talk about the mental health because it's so important. And I'll be straight up with you. Quitting alcohol doesn't just, transform your body, but it transforms your mind. And you'll notice like your anxiety will start to come down a little bit after time. Your mind will start to clear up. You will have more energy. You'll be able to focus on the things that matter. That's not as, it doesn't seem like such a huge deal sometimes. but your mind needs work just like your body needs work. So just like you're going to go to the gym, you're going to hydrate, you're going to do all those things, like your mind needs work too. And that kind of is where it goes back into the mindfulness, into the prayer, into the meditation. Like that, all those three things are so crucial. And there's a lot of resources out there you can use. My great friend and mentor, Buddy C, has what's called Sober Meditations. So I would highly recommend checking out his app. It's an app that he created, and it just has a ton of meditations that are sober. They're guided meditations. So you can go on there and you can pick one, and there's different times, I think anywhere from 5 minutes to 20 minutes, and you can have a guided meditation. Those types of things, along with breathing techniques and the power of prayer, all those things, that mental health boost is going to help through this process as you continue to go on without those old bad habits. You're going to feel awesome. I'm going to say it, like it's a bit of a process, but there will be ups and downs at the same time. You might feel frustrated. You might feel stressed out at times. You might feel bored at times, but you got to keep the momentum going. And I just want to say, like, the highs and the lows, the good days, the bad days, it's okay. It's totally normal. That is where when you have those days is when you go back to, okay, what is the work that I need to do here? Do I need to pause? Do I need to breathe? Do I need to go on a walk? Do I need to stretch? Do I need to talk to somebody? We didn't even get into any of that, the community-based stuff, but that's for another episode. And we've have a lot on that in past episodes as well. But staying sober it takes time. It's not that, you heard the old saying, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon, right? It's not going to happen overnight. Let's say, like for me, I drank for over 17 years. I'm not going to fix everything overnight. I'm not going to fix everything in 7 months or 7 weeks, 7 months, a year, 2 years. It's going to take time. And it's still taking time. I'm still in process. I'm still learning things even after almost 12 years in. So, man, lots of good tips. I hope some of those things, and we'll go over some of these actionable takeaways here in just a second, but these things are simple. It's not rocket science. It's not anything super sexy where it's like, oh, the magic thing. They're standard stuff. And I found in my life that a lot of the time we think there's these grandiose, big solutions. And a lot of the time there's just not. It's really about doing the simple things and being consistent with them. It's not hard to figure out. A steady diet, like good food, sunlight, exercise, fellowship, friendship, love. Those are some of the common water. Like those are the common things that if we do on a regular basis, sleep, add that in there too. If we're doing those things, no, they're not super exciting, but when we're on point with those, man, our lives just drastically improve, even when we're going through stuff. So we're here for you. We've got a community full of men who've been in your shoes, who are in your shoes, who are walking that walk. And if you haven't joined us yet, you definitely should. Our Victory Circle men's community, it's a free online men's community where you can connect with other sober guys. You can share, your challenges. You can share your wins. You learn from each other. I just want, you're not in this alone. There's a community out there. And if for some reason you don't want to check out Victory Circle, man, check out somewhere, get a group, go to a church, get a 12-step, some sort of fellowship community is so important in addition to all the stuff we're talking about. If you're looking for a little extra push, maybe you need one-on-one coaching to get over something specific, whether it's cravings, it's managing stress. You're looking for a mentor or coach and you don't know where to start. You can reach out to me directly on the website. You can go on to thatsoberguy.com, fill out the coaching form there, and then I'll get back to you with more info. So let's go over a couple of these actionable takeaways. There's just 3 real quick here to kind of sum all this up. Get moving. Okay. Get your body moving. Start with a daily walk or daily stretching. Add slowly. As the more you feel better, start to make adjustments, if you're lifting weights, lift a little bit heavier the next day, add, but start slow. It doesn't have to be beast mode right off the bat, but get your body moving. hydrate and eat healthy foods the best you can. Drink some water, add some electrolytes to it. Make sure you're eating the best you can, that 80-20 rule. Try to follow that. I think it's a great rule and it's totally doable. And then sleep, so important too, man. Get the sleep you need. And if you're not getting sleep and you're wondering why you're feeling, check yourself, ask yourself that. Well, because we overlook that. I know I've overlooked that for a lot of years, and I'm starting to become way more conscious of it now. I'm like, man, why do I feel like dog shit today? Like, what's going on? Oh man, I've only slept like 5 or 6 hours this whole week, and I've been on the go. And even doing all the good things and eating okay and exercising, it catches up with you, especially as we get older. So I hope this episode helped you kind of see how you can maximize your health after you quit alcohol. It's not about perfection. It's about progress. So keep pushing forward, keep moving forward. Man, God has amazing things ahead for you. If you stay on this path, stay on his path, let him lead the way. I heard a great phrase one time. He said, man, I'm always trying to hotwire the bus. I'm over here trying to hotwire it and drive it when I just need to sit in the back and let God drive it. And I think that's a great way to be. So thanks for listening to the podcast. If you enjoyed the episode today, please share it with a friend. I appreciate you guys tuning in today. Don't forget to join the Victory Circle or hit me up for one-on-one coaching if you're looking for that. Until next time, see you in the next episode. Thanks for tuning in. Take care. God bless and keep your blood clean.